Hello again, it's April here and welcome back to another video, or hi if you're new here. So this is a quick and simple sketchbook tour. I haven't done one of these for ages. I finished this book last weekend, I think. It is the Talens Art Creations sketchbook. Yeah, you can see the little sign down there. And I got this as like a sketchy sketchbook or an ugly sketchbook, but I actually fell in love with it, and it has been one of my favourite sketchbooks. I wanted to get another one. So let's just quickly go over the stickers. It's a little bit beaten up, but this is Emily Philby, Liz Viard, this is Tink from Tink Illustration, it's Emma Carpenter, Ellie vs. Bear, and Morgan Grease. And I started this in July. I don't know the date, I didn't write it down, but I started it in July and I finished it in March. So I just stuck a few little washi tapes from different packages I've got, and I glued these post-its in. I just did them randomly. Sometimes I just randomly doodle when I'm at work or in meetings. Like I said, this was going to be a super sketchy sketchbook, so the first few pages are very sketchy. This was when I was coming up with my winter thank you card, and I was going to do birds on a wire here, and in the end I decided just to do... I can't remember what I decided to do. I don't think it's on this page. We might get to it later. And then these are sketches of Draw This in Your Style, which I'll pop up on screen. Can't remember who it was for, but I remember really enjoying this Draw This in Your Style. And then I started to go with cat designs. I think I was trying to come up with Digby, my character Digby. And I really liked this one. Yeah, this was for Autumn Week. So this was last October or November. And I just wanted to do a snooty cat because one of the prompts, the first prompt was apple orchard. And I just imagined someone having to go to an apple orchard and being really annoyed because they actually don't like apples. They like bananas and just sitting there eating bananas. So that was the very first idea I had for Digby. And these are some of my very first character sketches I did of him. So different clothes, wearing different scarves and things. And he eventually became this little character here. And I was either going to call him Digby or Roland. I ended up calling him Digby. And these are just some sketches for Autumn Week. So I'll pop them on the screen, in case you haven't seen them, the finals. Oh, this was Fallen Leaves. This was Pumpkin, I think. There was an Autumn Picnic. And then, like, Night In, or Autumn Night In or something. And then next up we have another challenge. This was for Bea's challenge. I forgot what it was called, but she had 4 little challenges throughout the month, all on different forest creatures. So the first one was Bear, or Bear Lost in the City, and I went with this little dude. And then I drew some bunnies, because I think, yeah, it was bear, rabbit, squirrel, and raccoon. So bear, rabbit sketches, squirrel sketches, and raccoon sketches. I can't remember what this is for. I know that I did a digital piece. I think maybe I just did it for fun, or maybe it was another prompt challenge, but it was a little hedgehog and I drew lots of different little hedgehogs, and then I basically tried to make that hedgehog like humanized, anthropomorphic. Then I think I had this idea during Halloween, sometime around Halloween, for probably a prompt for one of the prompts that go around in October. And I really loved this color combination. So I ended up sketching a whole bunch of different ideas for different colors. And I actually really love these first few pages because they're really messy and it just kind of shows your thought process, where later on they become a lot more, oh, this is a pretty page. This is an idea for a little badger, also for October, I think. I did most of these in Procreate After, I think. So this was the Bear Lost in the City, some more little sketches from the previous sketches, and then this was the final that I put on Instagram. This was a Draw This in Your Style, also for Penis Illustrator, I think. This was the rabbit having an adventure. And then this is when I started looking at different colour palettes that I could use for my coloured pencils, because the problem is I have so many coloured pencils, I never know what, there's too much choice, you know? So I started looking at colour palettes online, and then making colour palettes from my coloured pencils to use. And I ended up using this one here for this page, which is just like random lily pads. I cannot remember why I did these two, but this is a chicken in a jumper. And then this is a little sloth in the rain. And this was like an experimental page a bit weird. I didn't really end up liking it. This is a Draw This in Your Style from Rosie from Pen and Ink. This was a random colour challenge where I just like, it was just for myself, where I just picked random colours and then I just doodled, did like a whole page of doodles, and I literally came up with the worst colour palette. Like, these colours do not go together. This was another random colours that I chose, and these ones all went so nicely together. So I made a little page of leaves. This is one of the squirrels for Bea's challenge that she had. And then this is when I hit, I think it was 1K on Instagram, and I wanted to do a Draw This in Your Style, so I did Digby, and he's making a little cake. So this was the initial sketch, and then I took that into Procreate. Little raccoon on his birthday, but no one came, so he's pretty sad. And then this is just a page of little doodle faces. I don't know why, I think I just feeling like it, and I really like this page, it's cute. And now we start the still life saga, where I decided to be a real artiste. I needed to study from life. So I set up a little thing on my desk, and I was there for about 2 weeks, and I did a few different sketches, moving things around. Some of them are okay. So now we're coming into Christmas, and these are some little sketches for my Christmas cards. I ended up going with these 3. This one here I think was just another idea that I didn't do in the end. This lovely page I was meant to fill out, but I never have. I basically took a photo of this, took it into Procreate, and I doodled over the circles in Procreate. And then this actually ended up becoming a notebook cover, which is pretty cool. Now these, I believe, they may be from the very first page. Or maybe I did something completely different for this thank you card, because this is another thank you card. This one is all little robins. This was going to be for winter, and I ended up sketching them. They all looked initially like these, and then I was going to take them into Procreate, but I actually really love the texture of the pencil, so I ended up drawing them in here, scanning them, and then making that into a thank you card. So the ones that are really coloured and nicely ended up as stickers and thank you cards. This was the little Draw This in Your Style by Amy. I really love this, so cute. And oh, this is when I got the Arteza acrylics to try, and I really hated them. I did one swatch page and I returned them. I actually did this page at work, not the paint, but with the pen. I did it at work. We were on a really long meeting. I can't remember what the meeting was about, but I had photos up of when we went to South Africa, and we went to this penguin colony on a beach, and I was just looking at all the photos we took and the videos and drawing the penguins. And then this is just a random pangolin. These are some little sketches for my Derpy Cat memo pads, and these are like the finals, and then I actually ended up doing them in Procreate. And then I did some little sketches of Digby for when I opened my Patreon. So these are all the little things I was thinking of doing. So this is a sneak peek, so he's got a monocle on. This was Illustration Station, and I was going to draw him as an artist cat, but it's quite difficult. Oh, this is for my big painting, which I have never showed online because I haven't finished my big painting yet. Then with some more ideas, so there was some popcorn, Digby wearing 3D glasses, on a laptop, on a television. And then we're on to animals. So I remember people, I don't know if I asked people for pictures of bunnies. Yeah, I think I did. I think I asked people for pictures of their pets to draw on Instagram, and people sent me pictures of their bunnies mainly, and a couple of cats and a couple of goats. So this is Toffee, the bunny. A quick interlude from the bunnies. This is when I was trying to draw pugs, and I was actually making a birthday card for Rosie from Pen and Ink, and I ended up doing this little pug here, like a little birthday pug, and there's some random doodles in the background. Aha! This is Khaleesi the bunny. And then I think this is Khaleesi and her friend. I can't remember what her friend's name is. And then I started up just doing random bunny sketches from Pinterest and trying to stylize them a little bit. I really like this one. Some more bunnies. Oh, I like this one too. I forgot I drew that one. some little chickens. These are from other photos people sent me. So someone sent me a picture of the goats, and this little goat here, I think this was Miss Mina, sent me this one. Some other lovely little chickens here, and I think these two random bunnies are just from Pinterest. So now we're moving into the animal sanctuary sketches. I have an update coming out in a couple of months on Etsy, and it's called Animal Sanctuary, and it's basically lots of animals that you would find on a farm, but this time, you know, they're in an animal sanctuary. They're living the best life. So these are cows, and they were the first animals I drew, and they were very, very difficult to draw. This one here I called Robo Cow because he looks like he's about to turn into a robot and kill everyone. But they do get a little bit better. They're still very cartoony here. I actually spent a long time on cows. Didn't realise I spent so long on them. I did a exercise here where I painted them, so you can see like the pencil doesn't quite match the paint. Just the random shapes, and then filled the pencil in after. This is for Draw This in Your Style, which is on the next page. This one here. And then this I actually just did a couple of days ago to finish my sketchbook. Just a portrait, and this is the only portrait I think in the book. I don't draw portraits much anymore. They are fun, but I prefer animals and cartoons and things and landscapes. Speaking of landscapes, these are some really quick sketches. I think I did them each in 15 minutes. So I gave myself 5 minutes for the paint and then 10 minutes for the sketch. And I really like these. I want to do more. This was a video, like a prompt video. So I have a little app on my phone that my boyfriend made me, and it just does random prompts. And this was teapots and kettles. So I painted this, and I really loved how it came out, and I'm actually turning it into a notebook cover, but it's not on my shop yet, but it will be coming soon. Back to pigs. So back to Animal Sanctuary. So next up is pigs, and these were actually harder than cows, if you believe that. So it looks like I'm skipping around quite a lot here. This was for a Draw This in Your Style, and I've had a lot of trouble with this one. I ended up going with this little one down here, but this is just very sketchy. And now we're back to pigs. So just sketching them. A little break for some abstract florals, and also I got some new Acrylagouche, so I just swatched them all out. This was my favourite page of pigs. I actually thought to myself, I finally got it, and I don't know if it's too bright to see. It's a bit bright because the paint's so glowy. But yeah, I love this page. And then I took those shapes and I tried to stylize them a little bit more. And I really like some of these. They're really cute. This one here is my favorite. And then these were some little sketches for my thank you card. And this is the final thank you card. Thank you cards for spring. So I'll probably make a new one in June. The next few pages I can't show because they're for an upcoming video, but you will see them if you pop back in a couple of weeks. So next animal up was a sheep, and I found these black-nosed sheep on Pinterest, but I don't think we have any in the UK. So I don't know if I'll be including them in my Animal Sanctuary one, just because I think I might like to keep it kind of local, but they were really cute to draw. These are some more. These were lambs jumping, and I love this page. They just look so joyful when they're jumping. They were really fun to draw. This is probably my favourite of all the animals that I've drawn, the goat. And I didn't think goats would be so fun to draw. I thought they would just be the same as sheep, but they were really fun. This is my absolute favourite one. And then I used the technique for the cows I did earlier, where I do the blocking in with the painting, and then I go over with the sketches. And I actually do this quite a bit more, but with Posca pens. So you don't have to wait for them to dry. So these are a lot faster. And I ended up using all these little flowers, which I keep doing over the next few pages. So then I got into a couple of days into some colour swatching, like colour mixing with different colours. So these are all of my blues and the yellow, all of my greens, all of my pinks and reds, and then browns and oranges, and a random purple. And now we're on to ducks. So I use the Posca pens again, just blocking them in. Ducks are really fun to draw. I love ducks and chickens and geese and things. I think I did this on a live stream. Yeah, I did. I did this last week on a live stream, and I did this one on the same live stream on Twitch. That was really fun. I want to do another one this weekend, actually, live stream. And I think we're on to geese now. So doing the same thing with the basket pens, but trying to use different colours. And popping reeds in. Someone on the live stream suggested reeds, so I popped those in. And last animal is the turkey. So these animals are quite, they're not that difficult to draw, but they do have quite complex. Like if I was going to do this realistically, it would be very difficult, but thankfully I'm not a realist. This one here looks like a peacock, but it's not, it's a turkey. Another page of turkeys, this one here looks really weird with its wing spread out. And I believe we're on the last page, so this is a little baby turkey. So it looks a bit weird because it doesn't have any feathers or anything. His head's just a little bald head. But yeah. And this is the obligatory checking all of my art supplies, and my lamp is flickering. I believe that's it. So before my lamp explodes, I will finish the sketchbook. I hope you enjoyed it. There was a lot of stuff in there. I feel like I've learned and I've grown so much since I started this book in July. I hope that you enjoyed the journey, and it will be a few more months before I fill up another sketchbook, but make sure you check back for other videos because I show my process on here, and also on Instagram I pop most of my sketches up. That's all for me today. I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.